Hi, I'm Rob,
I'm back. It's Ashley.
and this is Life Rewired. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. If you are new here, please go to our website, myliferewired.com, click on the contact tab, and send us a message if you'd like to be on the program. We're always looking for interesting guests and people to share their stories and their life experience. Also, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit share so as many people can see this as possible. Ashley, do you want to tell people what today's topic is?
Today's topic is toxic positivity, and I did not know what that was until Rob told me. So, Rob, why don't you enlighten us on what toxic positivity is?
Sure. Well, basically, I really didn't understand what toxic positivity was either. And I'm really guilty of always doing this to everyone, and I needed to be better at doing this. Um, this was brought to my attention by someone, and I did some research on it, and it all makes sense when it boils down to it. So I'm going to read you real quick off of my phone what toxic positivity is. Toxic positivity is the belief that people should maintain a positive mindset no matter how dire or difficult the situation is. While there are benefits to being optimistic and engaging in positive thinking, toxic positivity rejects all difficult emotions in favor of cheerful and often falsely positive facade. So I'm sure, Ashley, you've probably been guilty of this as well. I think we all have. And it's not bad to look on the bright side. I'm known at work for being the guy that can shut down a bad mood fast. And that's not always a good thing. So,
I'm actually not an optimist at all. I definitely tend to validate people's feelings and don't dismiss them, though I do try to find positive spins on things, but that's
yeah,
after acknowledging, I'm sorry you're going through that, or I'm sorry to hear that, because I know as a person, that's what I would want to hear. I wouldn't want to hear, well, look on the bright side, at least X, Y, and Z, because it totally ignores and invalidates, your feeling. Plus, not everything can be positive. You have to learn to work through negative emotions. And I feel like just focusing on the positive doesn't really give you the ability to do that.
right. I do believe that positive can come from negative. I do believe that. I think that whenever life throws you a curveball, you do have to deal with the situation, unfortunately. But it's staying in that negative mindset that's not healthy. But I do feel that it's healthy to go through the emotions. I mean, if you've lost your job, you don't want people going, "Oh, look at the bright side. You didn't like that job anyway." But you need to put food on the table. So like you said, it's very necessary to validate what people are going through, and I need to work on that big time because I always want people to be happy and cheer everyone up. While there's nothing wrong with that, there is something wrong with me not validating what people are going through.
Right.
I think you got an
Sorry,
email.
that was my phone. I forgot to put it on silent.
After having been repeatedly warned. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But here's some examples. I'll give you a few examples. And the first one, I think, yeah, the first one was about losing their job and experiencing any type of loss. People might want to say everything happens for a reason. We've all heard that one. Yeah, it is true. Everything does happen for a reason. I do believe that. I think that sometimes we need to get out of situations, and unfortunately, it takes life to get in the way to say, oh, but going right back to what you said, validating those emotions. So, what would be a better way instead of you don't want to reinforce a negative with a negative? How would you deal with someone like? Well, we'll just give us some examples in our field. We we always deal with the loss of who we were, and that's something that we all have in common. So instead of saying, "Oh, look at the bright side," blah blah blah, what would be a better way for us to say to our fellow survivors to say that there are brighter days ahead?
I mean, basically, I think asking if there's anything you could do to like help them during their time of need, but also letting them know that it's okay to feel what they're feeling and you know, it might not feel good right now, but it will, it will get better. It doesn't feel like it right now, but it will get better. So like acknowledging that good and the bad.
Yeah, I don't think you. That's the time to say, "Oh, look, me, 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 me."
Hmm.
It's a time to say, hey, there. I've found a lot of great resources that have helped me, and if I can be of any assistance to you in helping you through your journey, call on me. That's all people
Hmm.
want. They want to hear. They don't want to. They don't want to hear, "Oh, you'll be all right."
Right.
They want to know that everyone struggles. They want to know that there are brighter days ahead. But first, we have to deal with the emotion at hand. So that's, I think you hit the nail on the head, Ashley.
Absolutely. I tried.
You always come through for us. And then that also comes back to support. The one thing that I wish that I would have known 5 years ago was to get into a support group because they are so, so positive. Now, granted, there are some negative ones out there, so you have to be careful. My advice is to introduce yourself, see how people respond to you. And if you get a whole bunch of negative comments, you probably want to run from that group. Me and Ashley run a support group called Brain Injury Support Life Rewired. And my goodness, we're almost to 2,000 subscribers, or not subscribers, members now.
Yes.
And they are all really absolutely wonderful. I have seen so many people in the group that are coming together and having conversations, and that's what it's about. That's where you get your validation from.
Yes, definitely. And taking it one day at a time was helpful for me, or even 1 hour at a time if you're having a really off day, as opposed to focusing on the big picture, focusing on the details.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's our group is a private group. Anything you post in there won't be seen by your neighbors and friends and family. It's completely private to just survivors and caregivers, people that know what it's like. They've been in the same boat.
Hmm.
Well, no, I hate that word boat. I hate that analogy because everyone's boat's different. We're all in the same water, but we're not in the same boat. Because
Same
what,
church, different pew.
right?
Sorry,
Because
not
what,
to put a religious context to it, but that's my favorite analogy for things. It's a shared experience, but you compartmentalize it based on the
yeah.
individual experiences.
And I interviewed George Visger the other night, NFL football player with a brain injury, and he said something that I'm going to start using. It's basically he said, if you've seen one brain injury, you've seen one brain injury because they're all
That's very true.
different. We all share similar. Um, what's that word I'm looking for?
Features, symptoms.
Symptoms. That's it. We all share the similar symptoms, but we don't share. They're all not exactly the same. It's not a cookie cutter.
Yeah, and we don't all necessarily have the same symptoms too, and we all don't have necessarily the same severity. It is a umbrella of, severity and symptoms that we go through.
Right. Absolutely correct. So, Ashley, what has been going on in your life?
I've just been busy with work, but I'm looking forward to next weekend. Mind Your Brain at University of Pennsylvania. It's their annual brain injury
Mm,
conference that's free to people with brain injuries and their caregivers. So I'm looking forward to attending that. I think we've been attending every year, though COVID was virtual, since around, I want to say 2018. And I look forward to, meeting other people and getting resources and tools every year. So that's what I'm looking forward to. What's going on with you, Rob?
Work, 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 work. I've been
Yeah.
putting too much on my plate, and I've got to stop doing
Mm,
that. I've got to stop doing that. Just like
yeah.
today, I forgot we were recording, and by the way, I found out I put it on next month's calendar.
Oh, okay. That's
So
funny.
I think I deleted it. So don't be surprised if you get a text a month from today where, are you joining? Oh gosh, it's like I got a brain injury or something.
Mm, it
But
happens
yeah,
to
I've been
everybody.
busy working on the website, trying to update that, um, archiving our old shows, and still working on getting that find feature. We're working on that. It's a work in progress. But I'm excited when that launches because it's going to be so simple to type in aphasia, and then every show we've done on aphasia, or toxic positivity, every show we've done on that,
Memory loss.
memory loss. That'll be about every show pop up on that one. Oh goodness, but it's a work in progress. We'll get there. But yeah, I want
Awesome.
to encourage the people that are watching to drop us a comment below. Let us know the things that you want to see, because this is why we do this. We do this for survivors and caregivers. And do we need to talk more about caregiving? Do we need to talk more about survivors? Drop that below. Any questions, comments, or anything that can make the program run better for you guys. Are we talking too much? Or we talk or don't talk long enough?
I had actually made a suggestion in the support group a little while ago, is if we wanted to do maybe like a live virtual party to meet people, because we just kind of post on the support group, but it's not like a formal meeting. So I thought maybe, that would be cool if we hosted some type of virtual, social gathering for people.
I love the idea. And that's a great way for us to communicate and hear people out and say, hey, what do you want to hear more of? What
Right.
resources do you need? And by the
Yeah.
way, if you know of resources that are available to other survivors, drop us a line and let us know about it, because I want to put that on our website. We have a whole list of resources on our website, um, things that I didn't know about, but I do now, and I put that on there. There's no need for us to have to continuously reinvent the wheel anytime someone has a brain injury. My goal is to make sure that everything that is available to someone is like a one-stop shop. They can go find everything they want at one place.
I'm wondering if we could find like the annual, like I mentioned for University of Pennsylvania, if we could find like the annual conferences for different brain injury groups in the different states and put
That's
that
a
on the
great
website.
idea. I think we can make that happen.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
It's probably
like
more
with
of a long-term project, but
yeah, but if we could get links to put, and maybe even do like a drop down menu where you can just select your state and it will take you to
mhm.
that page with all the information. That's a great idea. Hey, who knew we were going to have a brainstorming session?
Da-da-da, bing.
Well, that's all I have. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Just a reminder to like, subscribe, and share. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Rob. See you next time.